Family Affair is an American sitcom that aired on CBS from September 12, 1966 to March 4, 1971. The series explored the trials of well-to-do civil engineer and bachelor Bill Davis as he attempted to raise his brother's orphaned children in his luxury New York City apartment. Davies' traditional English gentleman's gentleman, Mr. Giles French, also had adjustments to make as he became saddled with the responsibility of caring for 15-year-old Cissy and the 6-year-old twins, Jody and Buffy. The show ran for 138 episodes. Family Affair was created and produced by Don Fedderson, also known for My Three Sons and The Millionaire. Storyline: William Bill Davis, originally of Terre Haute, Indiana, is a successful civil engineer who develops major projects all over the world. A wealthy bachelor often dating socialites, he lives in a large apartment at 600 East 62nd Street in Manhattan, and has a quintessential gentleman's gentleman, Giles French. However, his quiet lifestyle is turned upside down when his two nieces and nephew move in. Bill's brother Bob and sister-in-law Mary had died in an automobile accident a year prior to the premiere episode. Their children, teen Cissy and her young twin siblings Buffy and Jody, had been dispersed among relatives in Terre Haute, but none wanted to continue raising the children, so they attempt to give the responsibility to Bill. Uncle Bill is not keen on the idea at first, but the children endear themselves to him. First Buffy comes along, followed by Jody, and finally Cissy. Initially mortified by the situation is Mr. French, who effectively becomes the children's nanny, on top of his valet duties. However, as time passes they all become a family, albeit an accidental one. When Sebastian Cabot became ill, Giles's brother, Nigel Niles French was introduced, working for the Davis family for 9 episodes in 1967 while Giles is said to be in England visiting the Queen. In the last season, Bill hires a part-time housekeeper, Emily Turner, to assist Mr. French. Various other characters were also seen regularly, including several acquaintances of Mr. French who were in service, colleagues of Bill, and friends of Cissy. Cast: Bill Davis Brian Keith, Giles French Sebastian Cabot, Catherine Oe Cissy Patterson Davis Kathy Garver, Jonathan Oe Jody Patterson Davis Johnny Whitaker, Ava Elizabeth Oe Buffy Patterson Davis Anissa Jones, Miss Faversham Heather Angel, Nigel Oe Nilisa French John Williams, Emily Turner Nancy Walker, Ted Gaynor Philip Hobber and John Hubbard, Miss Lee Betty Lynn, Sharon James Sherry Alberini, Greg Bartlett Greg Fedderson, Scotty Cal. Lucas, guest stars included. Ratings: Production: Like Don Fedderson's other program, My Three Sons, Family Affair used a 60-day production schedule for Brian Keith. All of his scenes for the season would be shot in 2 30-day blocks, while his co-stars would fill in after the actors' work was completed. This enabled Fedderson to harness actors like Keith and Fred MacMurray into television commitments, while still enabling each to make motion pictures. As a result, each season had a single director for each of the 30-odd scripts. Due to the popularity of the series with girls, Buffy's doll, Mrs. Beasley, was marketed as a Mattel talking toy in the United States. Mattel also went on to produce 2 other dolls, patterned after Buffy, the Tootie-sized Buffy and larger Small Talk Buffy, both of which featured accompanying miniature Mrs. Beasley dolls. Post-series, as discussed by Kathy Garver on the final Sony unregistered trademark S DVD features, the show unregistered trademark S cast suffered several deaths. Anissa Jones died of a drug overdose in 1976 at age 18. Sebastian Cabot died of a stroke in 1977 at age 59. In 1997, 2 months after the suicide of his daughter, and having lived with cancer for some time, Brian Keith committed suicide by gunshot. In 2002, Greg Fedderson died of cancer at age 53. DVD releases: MPI Home Video has released all 5 seasons of Family Affair on DVD in Region 1 by MPI Home Video. Awards and nominations: Revival Series, A revival of Family Affair by Sid and Marty Krofft aired on the WB from September 12, 2002 to March 13, 2003. This version was produced by Sid and Marty Krofft Pictures, Pariah Films, and Turner Television and lasted for 16 episodes. It was filmed in the same CBS Studio City lot as was the original series. Although the one-hour pilot had good ratings, the subsequent episodes declined against competition such as Friends. Johnny Whitaker and Kathy Garver appeared in the Christmas episode. Revival cast: Bill Davis Gary Cole, Mr. Giles French Tim Curry, Sigourney Cissy Davis Caitlin Wax, Jody Davis Jimmy Jax Pinchot, Buffy Davis Sasha Peters, Jody Davis Luke Benwood. Appearances in other media. In the pilot of the television show The Critic, film critic Jay Sherman reviews the movie adaptation of the show. In the starring role was Marlon Brando, who was paid $8 million for the film. Gold Key Comics, an imprint of Western Publishing, published 4 issues of a Family Affair comic book series from January to October 1970. Merchandising efforts centered on Anissa Jones' Buffy character. Several books were published, including the 1970 hardback Family Affair, Buffy Finds a Star by Gladys Baker Bond and Buffy's Cookbook. There were dolls and various other toys. A Mrs. Beasley doll, with her glasses missing, appears in the music video for the song California Toughie by the Geraldine Fibbers. References. External links: Family Affair at the Internet Movie Database, Family Affair at the Internet Movie Database, Family Affair at TV.com, Family Affair at TV.com, Family Affair, a Euroclassic TV website with episode guide, theme and gallery, Apartment 27A, a Euro Family Affair fan page, a Eurocast bios, collectibles, links and more on the 1960s television series Family Affair.